In the first question, it says expand and simplify, bracket x plus 5, bracket close, then bracket x minus 14, bracket close. So when we're expanding double brackets, what you need to remember is that if you look at the first term in the first bracket, that gets multiplied with both the terms in the second bracket. And then the second term in the first bracket also gets multiplied with both the terms in the second bracket, which means we have x times x minus 14 plus 5 times x minus 14. Now, x times x is x squared, which we have talked about before as well. When we're multiplying variables, the power changes. But when we're adding variables, the power does not change. Similarly, x times negative 14, negative 14x. Then plus 5 times x is 5x. And plus 5 times negative 14 is going to be negative 17. So now if we collect the like terms, the only like terms we have are negative 14x and 5x, which is basically equal to negative 9x. So x squared minus 9x minus 70 is our final answer. Next question says r equals to 8 minus root of s. Calculate s if r equals to 3. So if r equals to 3, that's going to be 3 equals to 8 minus root of s. Swap 3 with root s. So root s equals to 8 minus 3. Now the reason why I swapped 3 with root of s is because I always prefer to make the variable that we have to define the value of or make the subject to be positive. So in order to make s positive, I just swapped s with 3, and now we have a positive root s and the 3 is negative. So root s equals to 5, and to get rid of the root, we square both sides. So s equals to 25. That is your final answer. Next one says calculate the gradient of the straight line passing through 0, 5 and 3, 11. So for this, you just need to remember the formula for the slope, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which is also commonly known as rise over run. So y2 is 11 and y1 is 5. So 11 minus 5 over 3 minus 0. 11 minus 5 is 6. 3 minus 0 is 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. This is your gradient for the straight line. Then it says write down the equation of the line. So since they haven't specified what format they want the equation in, it's always advised to go for the slope-intercept form, which is y equals to mx plus c. Now m is your slope, so we know that is 2. So we have y equals to 2x plus c. Now c is basically your y-intercept. So if you look at the question, we can see that the y-intercept is given as 0, 5. Now why is 0, 5 the y-intercept? The reason why it's the y-intercept because the y-intercept always has the x value as 0. Since the x is 0 over here, which means our c value is going to be 5. So this is our final equation of the line. An alternative method could have been that you could have substituted the point 311 in the equation, this one, to find the value of c. But that's just an extra step because you can easily just use 0, 5, substitute that, and get done. Both ways you'll get the same answer, but if you want to save time, just go for the shortcut. Next question says, which attraction had the most visitors? So we have a table where they have given us the number of visitors for each attraction. For the King's Palace, we have 5.4 million. For the castle, we have 923,840. Theme park, we have 1.43 times 10 to the power 7. And for the Science Museum, it's 4,100,092,900. So if we write these in standard form, 5.4 million is basically 5.4 times 10 to the power of 6. Why 10 to the power of 6? Because a million has 6 zeros. Then for castle, it's going to be 9.2 times 10 to the power of 5. Theme park is already in standard form, 1.43 times 10 to the power of 7. And the science museum would be 4.2 times 10 to the power of 6. So now if we compare the values, we can clearly see that the highest value is that of theme park, because that value is being multiplied by a greater power of 10 compared to the others. Now you would think that it's 1.43, so that's smaller than 9.2, 5.4, and 4.2. But that's not what we're focusing on. We're focusing on the final value. And for the final value, we can see that 9.2 is being multiplied by 10 to the power of 5, which is clearly smaller than 10 to the power of 7. So, theme park. That has the highest number of visitors. Next question says write as a fraction. So we have a negative index where the power is -3 for the base of 5. So this is one of the rules of indices, that in order to make a negative power into positive power, we can just write it as a fraction. So when I say we can write it as a fraction, if it's in the numerator, like the number with the negative power, we can bring it in the denominator, and that would change the sign of the power. So if it's negative, it would become positive. So that's 1 over 125. That is the fraction.